What was normal 20 to 30 years ago, but is considered a luxury now? Items not requiring a subscription each month. Good quality fabric in clothing. I have clothes from the 90s and 80s from my mother that still hold up today. These days, I'm lucky if my shirt isn't saggy and misshapen within a year. Getting things repaired instead of buying new. Privacy. Farmers markets. You used to be able to go down and get fruit and vegetables cheaper than the grocery store. Now it seems like they charge 3x more than stores do. Not being expected to be reachable 24/7. Single-income families buying a home. New furniture made out of real wood. Being left the UCK alone. Buying something and just like owning it. Playing a video game without an internet connection. Not having to provide your email address for every single ucking thing you do. Being able to afford having only one person working in a relationship. Calling a company and getting a person on the other end of the phone. Edit. Thanks for the awards, kind people. I really didn't expect this to blow up like this. Bullshitting your homies on the playground. Had this revelation last week when talking to my nephew. His friend told some blatant lie, I guess, 9-year-old, and everyone pulled out their brand new iPhones to Google his lying SS. Remember when someone would say something and you just believed them? Even if you didn't, you were in for an hour-long argument on how it wasn't possible for Marilyn Manson to remove his ribs to suck his own ick. It is a luxury because it takes either credit or popularity to just be believed these days. Hit. I doubted half my professors just because they were old. A single-family detached house. Owning the software you purchased. I remember as a kid, where I lived they would allow people to just visit an area of the airport from where they could see the runway and flights take off. They didn't have to pay anything for it. People would spend hours just looking at flights take off and land. Red heart edit. To everyone saying this is still doable in many parts of the world. That's great. I haven't been to those parts of the world yet, and where I come from one would still need to pay a certain amount to get in and watch from a glass cabin or so. Back in the day, there would just be a gate on the airport ground, a small barricade where you could just stand for hours and nobody would bother. Getting a handwritten letter. Retirement plan built into your job. Legroom on an airplane. Family vacations. I remember going on road trips regularly and even flying once or twice as a kid. Now that I have kids, there's no way I can afford a week-long trip to the Badlands, Grand Canyon, Disney, Universal Studios at sea. Best I can do is a day trip to the Dells maybe once a year. Pork belly. Used to be a bad cut of meat that was disposed of or given to the poor for dirt cheap prices. Then rich people realized that the poor made it delicious, which then caused prices to skyrocket. Being able to buy a decent standard home on one modest salary. To you Redditors aged 50 plus, what's something you genuinely believe young people haven't realized yet, but could enrich their lives or positively impact their outlook on life? Everybody ucks up, it's what you do after that matters. Unless you don't mind hearing like all the time day and night, use hearing protection in loud situations. Tinnitus is a itch. Take care of your body. Exercise, keep your weight reasonable, and keep the bad habits in moderation. It really does make a difference later in life. Nobody else ever thinks about the things you did that you think were embarrassing or cringeworthy. You are not important to them. The only one who remembers those moments are you, and you shouldn't let them define you to yourself. Stop thinking your life is about being the most productive person you can be. Find interesting hobbies that make you feel good and are good for you. Your soul deserves to experience some of your own dreams. Don't waste all of your time working towards the dreams of your company's owners. Wear sunscreen. Marriage, relationships should be fun and happy. Life is hard, things get tough. Find someone that makes the tough times easier, not harder. Inheritance is not a retirement plan. If there was abuse in your childhood of any kind and no one helped, get help now. If you can't afford therapy, use online resource. They're not the best, but still helpful. Don't have your own children until you're sure you won't repeat the cycle. Reading for pleasure. I'd say invest in your health by regularly exercising. My wife got me into running when we were in our 20s, and it has been a big part of our lives ever since. I'm 63. Nothing crazy, no marathons. We don't time ourselves or follow a strict training plan. We just pick a route, go at our own pace, and have fun. We still go 3 to 4 miles, 3 to 4 per week. I also started working out at the gym 3x a week with free weights in my 30s and have been doing it ever since. I'm no Schwarzenegger, believe me, Booty can still work around the house, move furniture, shovel snow, and have fun tossing a ball around with the kids without injuring or exhausting myself. Between aerobic fitness and the weights, I've been able to stay remarkably healthy my entire adult life, knock on wood. It's also been great for my mental health and managing stress. You don't have to go nuts and set unreasonably strict requirements for exercise goals or diet that a normal person can't possibly maintain. Just do the best you can, make exercising a few times per week a habit, eat a reasonable diet, avoid fried stuff, eat fruit and veggies, lay off the sweets, and 40 years later you'll really thank yourself, believe me. If you die, your employer will have your job posted before you are buried. Remember that when making work-life choices. Live your life while you have energy and fewer commitments. And even when things aren't stellar, it is all life experiences and usually a nugget among the hit. Every skill takes determined practice to master. I see my young friends, relatives try and give upon so many things because they weren't very good at it. If you keep doing that, you'll never be very good at anything. Late 40s, but thought I'd answer anyway. Get off social media. Maybe not entirely, but take it off your mobile devices. Maybe log on when you're sitting at a laptop, otherwise it just rots your brain. Whether it destroys your attention span, misrepresents how awesome others' lives are, or just pigeonholes you into an echo chamber, it does no good. Edit. Yes, I'm bashing social media on a social media account. But the more nuanced attack is to use SM so frequently, as I wrote in the initial comment. The default to just mindlessly scroll on your phone is the real problem. Logging on for a few minutes, ucking around, and then getting off. SM is the way to do it. What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? If it looks like I am ignoring you, I am probably just so deep in thought that I forgot I actually exist. We really have no control over what we do in your dreams. Dudes can be friends for years and not know each other's real name. We never know when you like us. I'm 48. Looking back, I ucked up so much. We like compliments. If you compliment a guy, he might remember it for years, and then he might think you're into him because we never receive compliments, but that is an entirely new issue. Occasionally when we pee, the streamline comes out and 2, sometimes even 3 separate streams for a few seconds. It's surprisingly cool every time unless one of the streams kicks out at a 45-degree angle and is on the floor. We take a step to the side to unstick our alls. Nice try, honey. I still won't tell you where I keep my snacks. We fear we are loved for our value and not for wow. Some of these come up pretty frequently, but it's still helpful for women to be aware of them, I guess. Here's a non-exhaustive list. On mobile, so sorry if I screw up the formatting. When I say I'm thinking about nothing, I'm serious. My brain was off. It's just static up there or random scenes from movies. Most of us are acutely aware of how scared women are of men, and we all do our best to minimize that fear for you. My run yesterday around the loop in my park? Gotta be going the opposite direction. Asked women who were rollerblading so they can see me coming the whole way. Don't make eye contact so it don't come off as creepy, etc. I actually like interacting with kids. They're insane and goofy, say crazy things, and are fun to interact with. No, I'm not a pedo. I'm just treating them like the tiny humans they are, and they deserve attention. Fruity drinks taste awesome and I want to order them. Those little umbrellas and cool straws are the hit. Yes, we are all mentally 16 and will giggle about any number of stupid things. We like oobs. Your own big, small, perky, saggy, freckled, clear, big nipple, small nipple, whatever other insecurity or no exception. Oobs are great. Compliments live rent-free in our heads forever. My favorite shirt is my favorite because a cute girl told me she loved the color and it looks good on me. 4 years ago. Our alls moved. We laugh watching it as much as you do. Saying, she's cute, does not mean I am actively trying to get with her, it's just an observation. We like specifics. The trash is full, is an observation, and we will agree with you. Our brain did not hear, please take out the trash, like you intended us to. My last point can be changed with thorough training and a lot of patience and clarifying expectations. Dear God, just tell us where you want to eat or what you want as a Christmas present. Most of us suck at those guessing games, even if we really try, and we just want to get you what is actually going to make you happy. We don't want to tell you certain things are worrying us because we don't want you to worry also. Now there's just 2 people worrying. whereas before, one was worrying, and the other was happy, which is a reminder to us not to worry so much. We have an entire language around the head nod. Those memes that are like women. I wonder what he's thinking about man. Dumbest hit ever to be thought about are far more true than you think, but it could also be the complete opposite. They could be thinking the deepest, most philosophical hit ever too. Either way, their answer will be, nothing. When you explain or rant, my brain is telling me how to fix it. And yes, I'm listening, but this is how you fix that problem. Edit. Well, I've done it. A lot of men are helping me with my problem too, and women aren't too happy about how I didn't really listen. We pick the urinal we pee in carefully. You'll find communicating with guys is a lot easier if you just are direct and open about what you want. Yes, I look at your oobs all the time. They are friend-shaped. Sometimes when it's up, it's not because we're horny. But don't let that stop you, queen.